Hi everyone, my name is Liz and today I am presenting about my 2026 spring internship experience. Uh-oh.
That's okay. Don't fret. Maybe try the arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't fret.
Yeah. I'm bringing this over here.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. So a little bit about myself. My name is Liz Marsh. Like I said, I am a senior here at Loyola and I'm a sociology major with a communications minor that's focused in advertising and public relations. I'm attending Loyola again next year for the Emerging Leaders Masters of Business Administration program. And my aspiration is to work in the human resources industry using sociology, communication, and business. The EL MBA program is a one-year program, so it's just going to be fall, spring, and then summer of next year, and then I will graduate with that degree. I was recruited for my internship with Get by word of mouth through my friends at the end of my junior year, and I've worked as a content intern for Get Gifted since September of 2025. In this role, I primarily use my education in communications in advertising and PR. But I still use my education in sociology for the charitable gifting initiatives that we do, which is our work with nonprofits, as well as consumer behavior. Okay. Gifted, a little bit about that company. It's formerly known as Gifted. It was founded in 2019 and it's a technology startup that's based in Baltimore, Maryland. The CEO is named Nina Geis. The formatting is a little bit weird on this slide. I made them in Canva, so forgive me. Her name is Nina Geis-Garrett, and she's a professor of philosophy here at Loyola, and she's very active in the local Maryland startup community. She created Get when she was visiting her niece in California, and they would go to the farmer's market every morning, and she would get her fresh local blueberries, and she wanted to figure out a way to send her niece in California blueberries from Baltimore. And then originally Get Gifted just started with peer-to-peer gifting, which is creating an account, sending your friends gifts from their wish lists. But then we created the charitable gifting initiatives, which is being able to scroll through wish lists that nonprofits will make. And recently has been developing an employee recognition platform as well, which will hopefully be used in HR as a form of not compensating, but gifting employees and keeping employees happy. So as far as the mission, vision, and values, the vision is to care for others, care for self, and care for community. The mission is to elevate the act of gifting by making the process convenient, spontaneous, and secure. The aim is to connect people and build relationships through acts of kindness, through gift giving. And then the values that are upheld by GIFT are an all-female team, which varies by semester depending on the types of interns that we have, diversity and inclusion, and then as user safety as well. So the all-female team is dedicated to fostering relationships through gifting. The gifted team values diversity and strives to be inclusive by aiming to ensure that the app caters to the needs of every user. And then as far as user safety, we use Stripe as a payment method, which is used by Amazon, Uber, DoorDash, a lot of very well-known companies. So making sure that consumers' money is secure within the app is very important. So how I've been able to integrate sociology, again, not really sure what's going on with the font, but it's Get Gifted is a part of the digital world, which is offered on app stores and promoted via social media and events. So when I thought about this through a sociological lens, I believe that algorithmic visibility and access to technology are limiting aspects for certain audiences. As far as structural obstacles go, they include being a woman-owned business in a corporate world still dominated by men. So this is what I'm focusing my research on for my final project. And kind of the shorter version of my question is, how does owning a startup as a woman limit you against male competition? So the target demographic for the content posted for Get is Gen, and Gen is influenced by trends, validation from others, social changes and norms. And for me, this internship helped me connect the digital world with inequalities and resources that are available to different audiences. So as far as a typical day goes, any of these bullet points could be what I do within a day. Often multiple times a week, I will have meetings with my supervisor. We have a grad student intern that kind of oversees all of the undergrad interns, and then meetings with my fellow interns as well to clarify goals for the week and work for the upcoming days. We kind of ask ourselves what's current that we can base content on. How can we drive traction towards our charitable gifting initiatives? And then we research trends within the wish list market. How did other companies achieve success? What can we improve? A big one that I tend to research to compare our strategies against is Venmo because I think it's the most similar to our app. And then some days I'll be creating graphics for posters, social media posts, and the website. I monitor engagement metrics and analyze them, which has actually been really interesting for connecting my work to sociology because I can see what audiences are interested in. And then I think about how we can open the company up to everybody, regardless of technology and resources. And then I've also been able to sit in on meetings with investors, planning promotional events, and sometimes interns are also invited to business events and conferences in the greater Baltimore area. So as far as my successes go, I successfully worked alongside my team members and acted as a leader in generating creative ideas, dividing work, planning a content schedule, and contributing to brand visibility on campus. I played a key role in ideas and events that were implemented on campus and online throughout the year. I produced quality content that reflected Gifted's brand identity and contributed to the brand personality that users see. And then I learned very much about startup operations, social media trends, communications within a brand, forming partnerships in a startup, and then also using editing platforms such as Canva, CapCut, and Adobe Express. And then also I ran a really successful event for St. Patrick's Day this semester as well. And then on the side, I have like some top left corner is from our St. Patrick's Day event, just like one of the posters that we had up, one of the graphics. And then I have like on the bottom left corner, just some random content that I'm always taking pictures all the time, always editing, always either adding them to graphics, creating graphics, or figuring out what I can do to create content that Z will engage with. And then I also make a lot of graphics. So here I have one of our nonprofits that we work with, which is Baltimore Read Aloud. So I make graphics a lot to promote their work and then also consumers donating to them as well. So as far as my intellectual growth this semester, I learned how to monitor and analyze analytics in order to adjust my content and increase performance on social media. I learned how to communicate in business meetings with potential partners, email communications. I learned how to cold email and write professionally, yet with personality on social media. I gained a deeper understanding of how users view content and how the type of business one is running affects the content that's necessary to produce. And then also to tie it into sociology, a concept that I kept going back to was Bordeaux's cultural capital, which is how non-financial aspects of a company affect your social standing and your success. So I've been using that to reflect upon trends throughout the semester, brand images, aesthetics, and platform norms for gifting. And then as far as my self-growth, I know a lot of you guys have heard a lot of what I have been through this semester, but this internship helped shape the way I approach challenges and decisions. I learned how to handle situations where team members fall short or do not complete their work. I gained confidence in my contributions and ideas as my internship progressed. I learned that having the confidence to explain ideas can only contribute positively to personal growth. I learned that I thrive in environments with clear instructions and deadlines, but after being given instructions, I really prefer to work on my own and plan my own schedule and prioritizations. I balanced taking on not only my own role, but roles of others and work for my supervisor that was out of the scope of my internship and learned how to set boundaries. Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
Yes.
So I know you're interested in HR. Do you think after doing this internship, like you enjoyed it enough that you would want to implement something like this? Or do you think you learned like, no, I don't want this?
Turn that inward.
Okay. I definitely think, especially because I just started working an actual job in HR, I started it part-time, so I'm doing that alongside this. And to be able to, it's not necessarily, to me, I think it's a cool idea to be able to implement something like the HR platform that we're trying to develop within this company. But I also think that I would prefer to gain some real world experience in HR first before I committed to kind of improving an idea like that. And also, I think it's also a lot about the structure of the company that you're working with, regardless of what you're specifically doing. Working within a company that is organized and supports you and doesn't ask too much of you is definitely something that I've learned is more important. And that's why I enjoy my current part-time job very much.
I guess when you say you like edited and produced videos and made photos, where would those be posted?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Sometimes I would make graphics for LinkedIn. We have writing interns as well they would be the ones to post on LinkedIn kind of to give a more serious feel to it. So sometimes I would create graphics for them. But mostly I post on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Yes.
Your St. Patrick's Day event, who's that one?
So we had it on the quad, and as you all know, there's a very big event that happens around St. Patrick's Day. And a lot of what students will do is, go to the dollar store, go to Party City, get like beads, headbands, temporary tattoos. So what we did was we bought a bunch of beads, tattoos, fake tattoos, and headbands and stuff, and we set it all out, and we had students basically come up. We told them about the app, we had them download the app and set up an account and basically let them take whatever they needed. And then we also had one of our photography interns come, and he took a lot of good pictures from the event, so it was good. It was our most successful event.
It's a good idea to use the
Yeah,
St. Patrick's Day.
we're doing our next event. I can't do it because I have work, but it's on April 20th. And we're gonna have food on the quad.
Nice.
So yeah.